DAZN will resume by doing beta testing for Vergil Ortiz Jr. versus Samuel Vargas. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, get ESPN Plus pay-per-view Jorge Masvidal versus Usman, UFC 251. The link is in the description of all of my videos. If you're interested in ordering that ESPN Plus pay-per-view, it does help the channel when you guys click on that. Or you can get ESPN Plus as a bundle, ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All three apps, one price, $12.99 a month. And the link is below. Now, DAZN is going to resume their global rollout. DAZN announced earlier this year they were planning to take over new markets, and they were going to kick it off in the UK, right? With Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. That fight, to my knowledge, is now defunct. Billy Joe Saunders has officially told The Athletic that he's withdrawing his name due to a pay cut and ill time to prepare. So Canelo is currently on the hunt for another opponent. Some people say it could be David Lemieux, John Ryder. The options are looking a little bit skimpy at the moment for Canelo Alvarez. But now, link in the description, TBI, Television Business International. DAZN to resume global rollout with a July 24th beta kickoff. Says sports streamer DAZN is to resume its international expansion plans on July 24th. TBI's sister title DTVE has learned. So they have a sister network or a website or whatever. While not mentioning an official full release date, DAZN sent an email to users who had registered their interest offering, quote, free early access to the new home of Fight Sports as a beta community tester. Right? The company announced an expansion to more than 200 countries and territories at the beginning of March. The rollout was scheduled to take place May 2nd, but this was indefinitely postponed as a result of the Rona, right? They go on to say, now with the sports starting to resume around the world, DAZN has decided to go again and pull the trigger on the 24th of July, a beta launch to coincide with boxing match between Vergil Ortiz Jr. versus Samuel Vargas. The email sent to customers said, quote, so they probably obtained a copy of this email. A number of fans will be selected on a first come, first served basis to take part in our beta community. Beta testers can participate in beta testing, feedback and research to help improve the DAZN service before it officially launches. It added that DAZN's live fight coverage of the bout is reserved for the beta community testers granted free early access to the DAZN service. It is currently unknown when DAZN will expand this to a full release or what the pricing will be, but it marks the first public mention of the streamer's expansion plans since the pandemic. Digital TV Europe has reached out to DAZN for comment. The move also comes shortly after the promotion of Chief Financial Officer James Rushton to acting CEO, after the departure of Simon Denyer, who will take up an advisory position at DAZN's parent company, Access Industries. So basically, they took him out of DAZN and put him in, a neighboring sister company with DAZN. Really weird, and I'm gonna explain why. So DAZN says for Vergil Ortiz Jr., a handful of beta testers will be privy to that fight. So they're gonna make it available to beta testers in the UK for this particular fight, July 24th. I guess let's start here. Canelo Alvarez, as I mentioned earlier in this video, was supposed to fight against Billy Joe Saunders. They never got around to actually officially announcing it. And then the pandemic struck, and then they did the NBA shutdown, and every other business in live sports as we know it, around the world kind of shut down, right? So Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders was never, ever official. that would have been a fight that was supposed to kick off DAZN UK and DAZN entering 200 countries and territories. Right now, I think they're in about 9: Austria, Switzerland, Japan, Canada, America, etc. So Canelo fight with Billy Joe Saunders, that's messed up. So they picked a hell of a time to try to do this launch in the UK. We're in the middle of a pandemic, still no cure. People are scared to take vaccines. And what's worse is you've downgraded, and this is no disrespect, I like Vergil Ortiz Jr., but in the sense of a blockbuster, you've downgraded to the opening fight to kick off DAZN UK was supposed to be Canelo Alvarez, who's popular, versus a UK guy. Now you have, a handful of people who are going to be able to watch Ortiz versus Vargas, which is not a big fight, and it's definitely not a Canelo type of fight, on a Friday, which would be Saturday for the UK. I think from where I'm at in America, they're about 9 hours ahead. So it's just a weird time to launch. It's a weird time to launch. And then I don't know, I'm sure some people would do the beta testing, especially if it's free, and stay up till 3-4 in the morning, Saturday, or be up at Saturday at 3-4 in the morning to test it. But I think for this fight, there's no real allure or attraction to the UK. Like this is not names that are even huge in America at the moment, let alone it doesn't have any. When it was Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders, you had a UK fighter and you had a popular fighter like Canelo Alvarez. Now this is just like a fight. So they're saying these types of fights, Martinez versus Arroyo, which I think is going to happen in Oklahoma, the state that had the Tiger King and the state that had the Trump rally. This is an American card, but they're going to beta test it in the UK. The other thing that's weird to me is beta testing these fights is DAZN as a company announced that they were going to drop and, really be ready for Canelo's fight in September, Well, actually, it would have been in May, excuse me. He was supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders. So how are you going to be ready for the Canelo Billy Joe Saunders fight in May, because he fights on the quote unquote Mexican dates for Canelo Saunders, which ultimately didn't happen for the reasons I said previously. But now you need beta testers. It seems like, just my personal opinion, it seems like you would already be past that particular phase. Why are they posting Tyson Fury? Oh, they're cloud chasing. My bad. Anyway, it seems like you would be past the phase of beta testing. Like this is not a iOS Apple software, and you need select group of people to test the iOS update. You know what I'm saying? This is DAZN streaming. And I just feel like they should probably, since you announced you were going to do the Canelo fight with Billy Joe Saunders and you were launching in 200 territories, why are we just now talking about beta testing? And like I said, they just picked a really weird time. But it doesn't surprise me. A lot of DAZN's business moves and calculated steps that they've been making seem extremely weird to me. They're paying Canelo $36.5 million, and then now they can't afford to pay an opponent. Brian Garcia, he's a popular guy, and he was supposed to fight the 4th of July, but they replaced him with Vergil Ortiz in July because they wouldn't pay him over $200,000, and he felt he was worth more. So it's just weird. It doesn't make sense. The Golovkin getting $15 million plus equity to fight Steve Rolls, and then now we're in the middle of a pandemic, and they can't get Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano done easily. And Eddie Hearn, if you look at him, he's trying to shop the idea of Katie Taylor versus a girl she robbed, or the judges robbed, in Delphine Persoons, because they can't get Amanda Serrano on board because they're trying to do a pay cut. So really weird moves from DAZN. It just seems weird that they'd be beta testing at this point, and they're using that particular fight. I guess they're trying to get more data to make sure I just feel like DAZN's on a tightrope. The other issue, which we'll talk about more later, is DAZN talking about, or at least Eddie Hearn, who represents DAZN, talking about DAZN possibly going to a pay-per-view model. I think that's going to flop, and that's going to the DAZN came out in the game admonishing the idea of pay-per-view. So I don't see how they're going to peacefully be able to transition based on how they came in the game, how pompous Eddie Hearn was, the commercials and the ad space that they were buying, and the billboards and the Tracy Morgan commercials, and then now all of a sudden can't beat them, join them, and then you think people are going to buy pay-per-views. Plus, content is king. You have to have a fight worth a pay-per-view. You know, fights like Ortiz versus Vargas, you know, if you raise the price even more, how worth it is that when with pandemic money, where people already have lost their jobs or maybe took a pay cut at their job, or, you know, you see certain inflation, certain groceries are, since it's less traveling and harder to import certain things, certain prices at the grocery store go up, things like that. So to expect people to pay pay-per-view for fights like this, I don't really see it happening. This fight is solid, but it's not pay-per-view solid. You see what I'm saying? With Javier Fortuna, I am going to watch that. Jorge Linares. So really weird with the beta testing. Let me know what you guys think. DAZN curse strikes again. We'll see how it plays out. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Also sign up for my YouTube channel members. We're having some fun, about to do another group chat where you guys get to talk to me and, you know, just talk about various boxing topics in the group session. You can join Patreon, or you can, in the links in the description, or hit the join button to become a YouTube channel member and be a part of that. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.